Center and centralizer of a group. At first we will learn about center of a group. What is the center of a group? Suppose G comma O is a group and we are considering the set H, which is a subset of G, and H contains all such X belongs to G, that is all this element X of G, such that X composition G equals G composition X for all G belongs to capital G. That means H is the collection of all such elements of our given group G such that these elements commute with all the elements of the given group G. Then this is called a center of a group. Now it's a subset of G. We will prove that it will be a group under this composition O. Then it will be a subgroup of our given group G. So basically the center of a group is a subset of the group, or rather we will prove it is a subgroup. That is, it's the collection of the elements of the given group G such that all these elements X will commute with all the elements of our given group G. Okay, so let's prove it is a subgroup. So for proving subgroup, we will prove that whenever we are taking two elements, P comma Q belongs to H, then P composition Q will belongs to H and P inverse will belongs to H. We will use this theorem to prove that H is a subgroup. So let's take some P comma Q belongs to H. Now whenever P and Q belongs to H, that means it will commute with all the elements of our given group G. That means from here we can write X composition P equals G composition P, or you can write X also, equals P composition G for all G belongs to capital G, and G composition Q equals Q composition G for all G belongs to capital G. We have these two conditions in our hand. What we'll have to prove? We have to prove P composition Q belongs to H. That means we have to prove P composition Q will also commute with all the elements of our given group capital G. So we are starting with P composition Q composition G. Applying associativity property, we can do this because these are all the elements of our given group G. Writing it as this. Now Q composition G means G composition Q, using it. Now again changing the bracket, writing it as P composition G composition Q. Now instead of P composition G, we can write G composition P. So it will be G composition P composition Q. Then again changing the bracket, it will be G composition P composition Q. So P composition Q is commuting with G, which is G is any arbitrary element of our given group. That means it is commuting with all the elements of our given group G. That means this will imply P composition Q belongs to H. So the first condition is proved. Now we have to prove that P inverse also belongs to H. For that reason, we are starting with G composition P inverse. We have to prove this is equals P inverse composition G. Now we can write it as P inverse composition P composition this quantity G composition P inverse, because P inverse composition P obviously E, we can compose it with any of the other elements. Now changing the bracket by using associativity property, instead of P composition G, we are writing G composition P. Then again changing the bracket, using bracket on this part. This will be E composition E, that is P inverse composition G. That means we started with G composition P inverse and we find that P inverse composition G. This will imply P inverse also belongs to H. So two conditions are satisfied by H for being a subgroup. That means the center of a group is its a subgroup. And generally the center of the group is denoted by ZG. Okay. Now there is one corollary which states that if G is a commutative group or an abelian group, then G will be equals ZG. Obviously it is true. Now what is our ZG? That is what is our center. Center means collection of all elements which will commute with all the elements of our given group G. Now whenever G is abelian, that means all the elements are commuting with each other. That means G and ZG will be the same. So whenever G is a commutative group, G and ZG are same. Next one is centralizer of an element of a group. What is centralizer of an element? Suppose G be a group, G, O be a group, an element taking A belongs to G. Then we are defining the set H such that all collection X belongs to G such that A composition X equals X composition A. That means we are considering the collection of elements of G which will commute with the given element A. Then we will take this collection and naming it as centralizer of A. Centralizer of the element A. And it is generally denoted by C of A. So C of A means the centralizer of the element A, and it is defined by all collections of elements of G which will satisfy this condition. What is the condition? The condition states that this element should commute with the given element A. Then this is said to be the centralizer of the element. Now in the next part we will prove this CA will be a subgroup of G. The proof is very easy and just like the previous theorem. That is, we have to take two elements P, Q belongs to CA or H, whatever you are saying it. And then we will prove P composition Q belongs to CA and P inverse also belongs to CA. So let's start. Let P, Q belongs to CA. That means P composition A equals A composition P and Q composition A equals A composition Q. That means they are commuting with A. So starting with P composition Q, let's check its commute with A or not. P composition Q, composition A. Changing the bracket, Q composition A means A composition Q. Again changing the bracket. P composition A equals A composition P, composition Q. Again changing the bracket. This. That means P composition Q, this also commute with A. So P composition Q, this quantity belongs to CA. This element belongs to CA. Now it's time to prove that P inverse also belongs to CA. Let's start with P inverse or A composition P inverse. We are starting with A composition P inverse. Proof will be similar. We are taking P inverse composition P from the left hand side. It is E, that is the identity element. We can compose it with any other elements. Then interchanging the bracket. Instead of this, we can write a composition P. This quantity will be equal to E. So the ultimate result will be P inverse composition A. That means P inverse is also commuting with E. That is P inverse also belongs to CA. So from this condition we can state that CA is also a subgroup of the given group G.